Bruce Willis, a man who is well known and beloved by many around the world. Everyone has a favorite movie that most likely features or stars Bruce Willis. Whether it be The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Die Hard, or even 12 Monkeys, all age groups will find something to love and enjoy about this man, and the entertainment he has blessed us with for years. His personal life, however, specifically regarding his mental health, might not be so blessed. Bruce is currently diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, one of the rarest and most dangerous forms of dementia that encompasses a lot of the original mental disease in terms of frontal and temporal lobe degeneration. His conditions were bad, but earlier this year and all throughout, he has progressively gotten worse and worse with time. Bruce can't remember his children, his wife, sometimes what he used to do for work, and so on. His childhood stuttering has come back, and he even sometimes forgets certain words in the vocabulary. He is degenerating slowly, and it is a very sad sight to see for someone who puts a smile on all of us. His family is taking all the support that they can get and all the prayers that they can wish for. So, let us dive deep into Bruce Willis's dangerous and quite saddening condition and understand exactly what he is suffering from and how he even got there in the first place. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Masterpiece. Today we're diving into Bruce Willis's frontotemporal dementia as we understand the disease, the symptoms, and check on how Bruce Willis has been faring along the ride. Whether you're a longtime subscriber or this is your first time here, I'm thrilled to have you join me. In this video, we'll be exploring frontotemporal dementia's characteristics.
It's called the cruelest disease you never heard of, but now that Bruce Willis has gone public with his diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia, or FTD, a lot more people know about it. Jim Murray spoke with a man who is living with FTD, and he's got a message for Willis.
This father and daughter knows the heartbreak of what Bruce Willis is experiencing now that he's been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, also known as FTD.
The biggest change we've seen is just like his vocabulary, knowing what things are. The easiest way when I have to explain it to somebody is like he's a 6 or an 8-year-old that kind of needs that supervision.
But before we even tackle frontotemporal dementia as a mental disease and dive deep into everything surrounding it, we have to talk about Bruce Willis's condition and draw up a timeline of how we got here. Back in 2022, Bruce Willis's family released a public statement that Bruce Willis has been diagnosed with aphasia, which is a cognitive disease that hampers the victim's ability to easily formulate or understand language. It is a condition that happens as a result of damage to specific brain regions or sometimes even strokes. His family concluded the statement with the fact that Bruce Willis will be retiring from acting further on due to the aforementioned condition.
What is aphasia?
Aphasia is when you have trouble communicating with another person. You know, whether you're doing it through sign language, through writing, or through speaking, you're not able to communicate your thoughts or in some cases, be able to understand what someone else is telling you.
Is it really obvious? Because we all kind of can't remember things. Is it something that you listen to somebody and say, wow, there's something really wrong here?
Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes you think, oh, is this person deaf? Can't they not hear you? And sometimes it's much more apparent, where you're clear that the person's really having trouble speaking, or they really aren't understanding what you're telling them.
Now, there's a few different ways that this can come on. You could have a stroke, you could have a head trauma, it could be dementia, but can it kind of come on slowly and then progress and get worse over time?
Yes, in some cases, depending on the cause, it can start slowly and progress, and sometimes it can happen abruptly. Sometimes you're talking to someone on the phone and suddenly you can't speak because you've had a stroke, and that's a case where you have to go to the emergency room right away.
See how the neurologist in the video mentioned dementia as one of the reasons this condition spurts up? Well, Bruce's family and his doctors thought his speech impediment and stuttering coming back in full force, like it was his childhood again, was not cause for concern in regards to dementia. Bruce Willis's wife, Emma Heming Willis, said that never in a million years would she have thought that Bruce was suffering from early onset dementia. She said he always had the stutter since he was a child and was particularly good at hiding it, so maybe it was the age that played a small part in making it difficult. Experts believe that speech impediment or stuttering is not typically a common early symptom of frontotemporal dementia. It can occur as the brain degenerates and the individual starts having a hard time formulating coherent vocabulary, but it is never used as a red flag for this specific case of dementia. They suspect that since Bruce Willis always had a stutter since he was a kid, and that he was very good at working around it and hiding it from the general public, his frontotemporal dementia condition worsening over time made this effort substantially harder, and thus his stuttering became an early of his eventual mental decline.
Bruce came and played on it, and he opens up the film, and we got to work with him. And
I totally forgot that.
I mean, I used to know him when he was a bartender at Cafe Central. Yes, I've known him my whole life too.
That's
also,
so crazy.
How is he right now?
I think he's doing, given the givens, he's in a stable place, and it's what I say to my kids is you meet them where they're at. You don't hold on to who they were or what you want them to be, but who they are in this moment.
Earlier this year, however, Bruce Willis's family had to deliver the devastating news that Bruce Willis's condition worsened and that they finally got an accurate diagnosis on what he was suffering from. So, what exactly is frontotemporal dementia? What we do know about this relatively rare condition is that, as mentioned earlier, it is a rare type of dementia that encompasses a lot of its usual symptoms and conditions that come with it, but generally in a more degenerative way affecting both the frontal and the temporal lobes of the brain. Early onset symptoms include your typical change in behavior, speech, memory, and even general personality characteristics. Like, imagine always having a certain morning routine and then suddenly one day you wake up and do almost none of the things you used to do. Your family tends to pick up on that quickly. Bruce Willis was unfortunate enough to not catch any of these general symptoms except the speech one. And since it is not common and generally refers to other cognitive disorders, his family missed the chance for an early diagnosis. And now we are at the present time where his condition got worse exponentially. But also the most recent talk from his closest family members tell of a stable Bruce Willis who they are able to provide with so much love and support to carry on with this awful disease. Even though this horrible mental disease may be slowly taking Bruce Willis away from us, it is important to remember him for all the good that he has done. It is important to support him through what may be his last few years, and to keep the image of the beloved and caring man that he was always known for. Dementia is a wretched disease, but it doesn't have to take a person's legacy and love with it. We keep the love going. And there you have it. I hope you found this video helpful and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to stay updated. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover next, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.